Hi, I'm Marcos Elias. This is a small video. Clients from US and Europe demanded me to record. It's a video for my international clients regarding a brief economic outlook of the Brazilian economy and investment outlook also. Okay, so this video will probably be attached to Galia site or broadcast at YouTube. I don't know. IT guys will see what to do with the video. Okay, I would like to do a video which is very for real regarding the Brazilian economy, not the economic bullshit you hear everywhere. So let's start. I have like a huge list of bullet points to go through, but you know what? I'm not going to follow it. I'll try to see by the end of the video mentioned every of these bullet points, but I'll do something more freely. Again, my clients and myself, we are all tired of empty suits talking about the economy. An economy they don't know, theorems, etc. Okay, so let's start with Brazil. When I think of Brazil, China, India, and Russia emerges in my mind, because we are all part of this BRIC stuff. Jim O'Neill coined the term BRIC: Brazil, Russia, India, China. But I think all investors have to forget China and India. You know what? China and India, they don't know the meaning of the word earnings. They don't know what bottom line is. They don't know what bottom line is. The companies only think about market share, about top line, about revenues. They don't have a culture of earnings. They don't know what earnings is. They don't know what bottom line is. When you take a statement of an Indian or China or Chinese company to analyze, you see they only talk about market share, about participation, top of mind, about revenues growth, potential market, the industry, the huge size of the industry, etc., etc. But they cannot produce a decent bottom line. They cannot produce good, meaty net earnings. And in this sense, Brazil has a huge advantage in this regard. We have good companies here. We produce rich net earnings. So think of it: China, no good, no earnings. Okay, and India, China also, India and China, and Russia, they don't have corporate governance at all. Okay, and this is a very delicate issue. You know, remember, I have recently studied, have recently analyzed the numbers of an Indian bank, recently IPO'd. This is, man, this is a joke. If you translate it to our standards, if you use US GAAP, and not only US GAAP, or Brazilian GAAP, or the European GAAP, if you produce a balance sheet that is similarly, if you produce a balance sheet, if you take this Bank of India balance sheet and you take this balance sheet and you redo it using the receipt of how to produce a balance sheet of a bank in Brazil, you see they don't have even a positive shareholders' equity. They don't have the shareholders' equity would be like 500 million or 1 billion dollars negative. Okay, so look, I remember one thing. Intercompany loans. This is a very important word. In the past, here in Brazil, we had a lot of intercompany loans. This is bad corporate governance. And in India, China, and Russia, you always see intercompany loans. This is part of a bad corporate governance setup. So I would, despite of the fact China and India they both have like more than 1 billion people. This is one strength of their economies because they can become very they can become very big. We don't have, here in Brazil we have 200 million people. We cannot be of the size of 1 billion people country. And even though Russia and Russia, they don't have 1 billion people, but they have oil. In 2002, I think, when the BRIC term was coined, all analysts criticizing the term said, look, Brazil cannot be part of this BRIC stuff because they don't, or it's a country with much less than 1 billion population, or it's a country that does not have oil, such as Russia. Russia is a wealthy nation in the regard of oil. Okay, and now Brazil, yes, we do have oil in some conditions we will talk about later here. So, but in short, let's do it in short. I think global investors, people from New York, London, they have to forget China, India, and Russia with the regards to invest because of their bad corporate governance, because of their long tradition of intercompany loans, and also because of the fact they cannot, especially China and India, they cannot produce net earnings. They cannot produce a decent bottom line. So I would jump to the conclusion that the only country in which we can trust in the regards of investing emerging markets, I think it's Brazil. Okay, so let's start detailing it a little bit.